Yeah. Okay, we're live. I'm going to just copy this event page link from the thing. I'm going to see if the event page link actually works.
It, this is the one you made at 8:18, yeah?
Sure. I'm going to say
Then I think it does.
going to tweet it out. We are now
I'll be
live for
retweeting that stuff.
episode number 19.
You guys are so high tech. You're blowing my mind.
Oh, so high-tech.
And Jason's boiling something.
Yeah, that's true.
Blowing NES cartridges. Come on.
For episode number 1.
Probably just
Send
need
out.
some alcohol on a Q-tip. That usually takes care of
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. All right. That is sent.
Yeah.
We are
It
live.
works. All right.
Yeah.
So if I could figure out where the hell the window with your beautiful faces went, that'd be
Ooh.
fantastic.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm still here, so that's what
Oh,
matters.
can you only see yourself?
No. Like I'm finagling and messing around with Twitter and things like that, and I
Alright.
completely lost the tab with
That's
your
okay.
faces in it. It's okay, as long as I'm
He
in
needs
frame,
our faces,
we're
Jason.
good. I
He does.
do. I need to look into your eyes.
He needs to see our pretty faces.
Faces kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let me see. Fresh. All right. I guess we'll get the show on the road. Are you
Alrighty.
guys ready?
I'm totes ready.
Road on the go. Please, are you going to say that all night?
Yeah,
Come
no.
on, man.
We'll just do it. It's a nice
It's a nervous twitch.
Totes.
Totes is a nervous twitch. That's
It is.
that's new. That's new. I haven't heard of that
Hey,
one.
I'm a unique snowflake, a special little snowflake.
Wow.
Blaming it on Florida.
You can blame it on whatever you like, sir.
All right.
There
I
you go.
guess we'll begin. Welcome to episode 119 of the 1MorePodcastle. We're part of the VG Evo Podcast Network, and I'm Jason Lamb, your resident Canadian, and I don't know where my socks are.
They're probably on your feet. My name is Eric Hunter. I am the audio engineer and co-community manager, and I am the one who have set us up the bomb.
My name is Jonathan Higgins. I'm the guy you see on every single live episode of this show in the comment section, and my hobbies include skateboarding, throwing tomahawks, and riding on dinosaurs.
Now, do you ride on the dinosaurs while skateboarding? Like, is the dinosaur
Yeah,
technically
rowing.
skateboarding?
Tomahawks.
I mean, the dinosaurs are a lot faster than the skateboards, so they're my preferred
Right.
method of travel.
Fair enough.
I mean, they're pretty fierce. They get stuff done, but if you like touch a rock with one of them, they just poof, they're gone. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I need to keep better track of my dinosaur squad. Are all of my Hudson Soft references doing anything for you
I got
guys?
I got it.
I thought you were going for like a Pokemon thing.
Well, it was Bonk. It was Bonk?
I missed it.
That wouldn't be a far reach.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Bonk.
Hudson Soft doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't. That
I wish
doesn't,
they did.
Hey,
really,
I wish
don't
they
they?
did too. I miss Bomberman so much. What happened,
Oh,
Bomberman?
you didn't play the first-person Bomberman for the Xbox? You didn't play that game? It was amazing. You couldn't see shit in the game. It was amazing. So good. Zero
Not as
likes.
amazing as I am.
Fair enough.
Those are terrible.
Speaking of terrible, what have you guys been playing this week?
That just.
What?
I, for
Absolutely
one.
terrible games.
No, I, for one, have not been playing a terrible game. I have been playing Typing of the Dead
Ooh.
on the Sega Dreamcast. Yes, that's right. Typing of the Dead. It's exactly what it sounds like. Where you take House of the
Until your
Dead.
fingers go nuts.
Exactly. So you take House of the Dead. You take Mavis Beacon's Typing for beginners. You put them together with a Sega Dreamcast keyboard
Of course.
that exists
It does.
legitimately.
Phantasy Star Online. Like, come on. Who didn't
Exactly.
have a
Over
Sega Dreamcast
Quake
keyboard?
Live? Yeah, you could play Quake Live for it. That's what I used it for.
It's true.
So yeah, I mean, the typing for the Dead is House of the Dead for House of the 2, actually, for the Dreamcast, except for you're using a keyboard and you're typing words. So you're learning as you're killing zombies. So when the zombie apocalypse happens and they want to know how fast you can type, I got 84 words a minute.
Damn.
You will outrun us all.
That's right. Well, my fingers will. I'm
Fingers
just going to
will.
stand there and be eaten by a zombie because I can't run that fast anymore. So,
That's okay.
but no, it's actually, dude, this game is actually, it's pretty hardcore. Like, it's not something just, it's a typing game. No, it's not. Like, it's legitimately hard. Like, if you go through, like, the boss, kind of like the brigade,
Yeah.
where like you have to fight boss after boss after boss, like that, it's hardcore, man. Like, you're not messing around. Like, you're dealing with like words that are like 12 letters long, and I can't even think of a word that's 12 letters long and spell it, let alone type it while fighting
Zombies.
like a guy with a chainsaw, or zombies,
Damn.
So, no, it was an interesting idea. It was something that I was actually kind of surprised about with Sega taking one of their more popular franchises and, I mean, essentially turning it into an edumacation game, for lack of a better word, because like you really do learn how to type faster by killing zombies. Like, I would love to put that on my resume. Like, how many words a minute do you type? Well, it depends on how many zombies I'm killing. You tell me, Mr. Interviewee.
The keyboard is mightier than the sword.
It is. It is, for sure. It's a nice keyboard. It's one of the mechanical style
Ooh, nice.
keyboards. Mine's a little yellow. So when I purchased it, I was like, dude, like, this thing's yellow. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, if you clean it, it'll be fine. And I'm like, no, I know what this does.
Yep.
I can look at my SNES collection, the games that had Sun. This does not come out.
No.
So I took it anyway just because it was the cleanest of the ones that were there. But no, I think they even released a, what was it? A Typing of the Dead. What was it? It came out on Steam. Jason, you played it, didn't you?
Yeah. No. The Typing of the Dead Overkill?
Overkill. That's what it was. Yeah. So,
Haven't
like,
played it.
It lives on. What,
I just remember when Sega revealed that game, like, early last year, I totally thought they were bringing, like, Secret of the Ooze back. Dude.
I want the Secret of the Ooze back. Why would you do that to me?
I know. I'm a Sega guy. Like, you're among friends, Hunter.
Wow, that is the first.
This is the
I know.
first ever.
I seriously,
podcast.
like, I had the Sega channel when I was a kid. I was playing Pulseman and the Wily Wars before nobody knew what they were.
Yeah, I don't. So you were rich, is what you were saying. Like, you had money.
Yes,
All
my
right, that's
parents
fine.
spoiled the crap out of me. Can't you tell?
No, I can now. I mean, I'm a little upset, actually. Sega Channel, Dad. That's what that is.
Awesome.
I know, right?
Streets of Rage 2. I had to do it.
That's good.
It is.
Jonathan, go.
Speaking
what
of
people
games that I've been playing in Streets of Rage 2, I played some Streets of Rage 2 just because I could.
On the Sega Game Gear. Isn't it terrible?
It's the Sega Genesis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, they did make a Game Gear version of that game, but
Yeah, it's really
no,
bad.
I much prefer the console version.
Who's your
very
go-to
much
character?
Oof. For the longest time, I used Skate because he was the only one in that damn game that could run. Everybody could run in Streets of Rage 3, but in Streets of Rage 2, it was only Skate. He wasn't very powerful, but he was fast.
Not including the around the back, punch you in the face, in the back of the head, and then throwing you down on the ground. Greatest move in that game ever. Please continue.
It's true. I mean, that's
Guy's a lover
really...
after my own heart. I mean, come on.
I just can't say enough about Streets of Rage 2, besides the fact that I never owned a physical version of the game. It was always just digital copies through PSN or things like that. I never owned a physical version, and I went to buy a complete-in-box version on eBay, and dude just sent me the game and not the box.
Oh.
But hey, it was $10. I'll pay $10 for Streets of Rage 2 and put a smile on my face.
It's
I'm
totally
okay
worth
with
it.
this.
Totally worth
But
it.
beyond that, have you guys played Mole Mania?
No.
No.
This is, like, I guess you'd call it niche. Not really niche because it's Nintendo developed and Shigeru Miyamoto developed. But this is a puzzle game where the whole idea is to solve puzzles above and below ground as this plucky little mole who's trying to save his kids from an evil farmer. You put cabbages in holes, move stuff around holes, try to use this ball to break through a wall through the level. It's really not easy to explain, but if you pull up the gameplay footage and look up that stuff, it's so good.
That was Game Boy?
It is. And it is on the 3DS Virtual Console. And
Okay, cool.
I dabbled in it when it first came out there, but I just recently, because I was sick with the flu this past weekend, I just sat on my couch and was just like, I need to play a game, and I picked up Mole Mania and just didn't stop. The game is extraordinary. Definitely one of my favorite underrated Miyamoto franchises out there.
I'll have to give it a play.
No, you won't.
Oh, well, I got it on my little N64 thing.
Oh,
Hey,
that's right.
As long as you play it with the music, I'm okay.
That's right. Yeah, please.
I'm just gonna turn the
music.
sound all the way down on my television.
Oh,
All the way down.
it hurts my soul.
Way down.
I know. It hurts mine too.
Ah, so good. So good. I've been playing, I decided to play, for some reason, Alien Hominid. Does anyone remember that game?
Yeah, that game's great. It came out for the GameCube. It was a
Yeah.
Newgrounds Flash
Yeah, it was
game.
Newgrounds.
Yeah, that game's
I-
great.
Yeah, I played originally the Newgrounds version, and I remember playing on the PS2.
Ooh,
And the game was tough.
How
Kind of-
tough?
Kind of like old school Nintendo tough, but I decided this past week I was going to check out the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah.
It is somehow worse looking than the 2001 Flash version. Like, I don't know how. It somehow went from, like, crappy internet-hosted Flash to the Game Boy Advance, and they somehow made it worse looking.
I don't know if that surprises me. Have you
Yeah,
played the...
it's,
I think it's Game Boy Advance, but have you played
Yeah.
the Game Boy Advance port of the original Sonic the Hedgehog?
No.
Woof.
Terrible?
Or Duke Nukem for the Game Boy Color.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah, so it's uglier, it loses all the cutscenes, but it also loses the difficulty. Like in the original version and the PS2 version, the enemies would be shooting constantly.
Yeah, because
Come on,
it's a run and gun game. There's
run and gun game. They don't shoot in this one hardly ever.
Oh,
You're just kinda
stand
like-
around, picking
Yeah, you're
windows.
just kind of killing your way through them and get to the boss at the end of the level. And in the original, you had a certain amount of lives. This one, it seems you just have unlimited. Like, I died a bunch of times, like, more than was probably necessary, more than it should have allowed me. And but it was just like, no, just keep going. Just keep shooting this robot. I was like,
Wow.
Well, they
"Alright."
didn't want the fun to stop!
That's, I guess. It was just, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, Alien
unfortunate.
Hominid is one of those games that when it came out, everybody was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's a Flash game that is awesome, and you've
Yeah.
never played it because you refuse to go online and play video games." Like that was like the first game I was like, "No, check out Newgrounds. They got a lot of cool shit." Like, what's wrong with you people? Like, come on, Black Albino Sheep isn't as good as it says it is.
No.
Like, Newgrounds is where you need to go.
Yeah.
Stop looking at porn and start playing video games online.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was one of the first games where
Yeah.
it was like, oh, you don't have to be a AAA developer to make a game on a console?
This is crazy.
Okay. Well, let's.
'Cause I remember playing the original Newgrounds version before it, like years before
Yeah.
it ever came to console. I was like, why is this coming out on my console?
Yeah, like if that's what it was, because
what's
like
going on?
like I played it, I played it on Newgrounds too, and I was like, yeah, this game's fun. Oh, Newgrounds is like putting like a banner up, and like it's always on the front page. Like, oh right, it's not that good.
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
Good, but
oh, it's coming out for the Nintendo GameCube and the PlayStation 2. Why? It's not that good. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not Contra.
No.
You know, it's not Metal Slug. It's not Gunstar Hero. It's all right. You know, like, does it deserve a platform release? Does it? No. Because
What game on Newgrounds would you put on a platform then, sir?
I mean, other than the game that has already been put on, you know, a platform, essentially, which is Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Which, even playing that on Newgrounds before the 360 version came out and the Steam version came out, I was playing that game. I was like, yeah, this game's fun. It's all right. You know, it's not
the best thing in the world.
It's not going to rearrange my DNA and give me an extra chromosome, but it's okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for a game to do. You know,
It's
rearrange
like,
my DNA.
Is that remember that N Plus game?
Was it?
I think it's called N Plus. It was Wave the Ninja.
I heard of it, but I've never.
That was online originally, and then it ended up coming out for.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
handhelds.
Like, at any game that's released, you know, in the idea of it's online only, it's flash only, and now we're going to move it to a platform where people have controllers in their hands and not a keyboard and mouse. Like, I'm all for that. That's fine. But I think it's funny that every time that these games come out, and it's like Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft are making a giant explosion of like, look at all the great indie games we have, and it's like, these games are 6 years old. Yeah. Where have you been? You know.
But now you can pay $40.99 for it.
Yeah, because you know, I got, you know, Angry Birds for free on my phone. Yeah, it was free to download because it's Angry Birds.
Trilogy comes on the damn 3DS and they charge $39.99 for it.
Yeah, or you can purchase the trilogy on the Xbox 360 and it's $60. And it's like, listen, Angry Birds, it's not that good of a game. It's okay if I'm bored when I'm taking a poo and I got nothing else to do. I'm not spending $60 on a Flash game. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. No, it's true. Speaking of spending $60 and taking a poo.
What? Master of segues.
We've got a listener discussion email question.
Yeah.
It comes from Christopher Schwartz, who's actually watching the podcast tonight.
He is.
Outstanding. Hello, sir.
And he asks, hello, Castle Dwellers. Everyone is going nuts over these Infini Bowlanders toys right now, and it makes me wonder.
Yes,
like that. What is your favorite retro gaming peripheral / add-on? I was always a fan of the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller. Looking forward to listening each week on my commute. Thanks, Chris Schwartz.
Yeah, that
Chris
chainsaw
K.
controller.
Schwartz.
It's pretty good.
So what was your favorite?
As terrible as this is going to sound, as a child, I was always a big fan of the Nintendo U-Force. You guys, you know what the U-Force is? The U-Force, it was advertised as being you are the controller.
Oh, God.
You can push your hands on certain spots of this clamshell-ish book thing that will recognize your movements. And there's a little bar for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Punch people. I thought it was great for this only reason, which was when we got it and we got the games to use it for, I was actually taking karate, more specifically Taekwondo,
Ooh.
for those who want to know. And I thought it was so awesome to be able to do like my moves in front of this U-Force thing, and it kind of sort of not really worked. It really didn't work, but as a kid I was like, oh my god, Mario's jumping! Like, this is amazing. I do an uppercut, the Battletoad will not do anything because the stupid controller didn't work. But the presentation of it was pretty impressive because you could actually put in a little like flight stick, joystick thing that on either side had these little flashers that apparently was supposed to flash light to the sensors at the bottom. So if you're playing like a flight simulator style game like Top Gun or something like that, moving back and forth and flashing those little sensors was supposed to activate missiles or like boosts of some kind, something like that. But it was one of the many things that Nintendo had okayed and never worked, much like Rob the Robot or the Power Glove or the Rock and Rolla or the little headset where you're supposed to scream fire into, I can't remember the name of the thing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it, but I have this vivid memory of screaming fire and nothing.
Yeah, it was a scary contraption that you'd put on your head, and then like the whole BSDM thing would start. So, no, it was but that U-Force, for whatever reason, anytime I grabbed it, I was like, oh my god, this is the power of Nintendo right here in my hands, and then it never worked. So, U-Force.
New for the Wii U.
I really don't know if I even have an answer for this question because I'm not really an add-on guy. I can go on a side tangent about I don't know, the Game Boy player on the GameCube that let me play my Game Boy Advance games on the big screen.
Add-on.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Wait, talk about Mad Catz controllers. Go.
Oh,
Yes.
gracious.
Were you ever that guy that was like, all right, you guys ready to play? We got 4 of us here. We're playing Smash Brothers. You are getting the Mad Catz controller. It
I
was all downhill from
have a
there.
Mad Catz bag. That's about the best I
Wow.
could do.
Nice.
You
There
put
were probably
controllers-
lots of Mad Catz things in this Mad Catz bag at one point, but they have been lost in the seas of time.
So you threw them away, is what you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah,
The cat wasn't mad anymore, and then I just let it go free.
The Z was edgy. That's what it was.
What about you,
That's
Jason?
fine.
You know what? I was actually going to mention it's probably going to be one of the. I was going to say it was the Game Boy player for the GameCube.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's good,
Sorry
man.
to steal your thunder there.
That's even the one for the Super Nintendo where you could slot the cartridge where you
Super
could put
Game
your
Boy?
game. Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought, as a kid, holy crap, this is amazing. I'm able to now double the amount of games I can play on my television.
Here's trivia. Well, not necessarily trivia, but the reason I have the Sega Channel is because I never once owned a Super Nintendo as a kid. I was a Sega kid through and through, and I didn't get to play games like Chrono Trigger, Super Metroid, A Link to the Past, etc., until 2006 when they were released on the Wii Virtual Console. And that's why I own nothing but a Wii from 2006 to 2012, where I was pretty much exclusively a retro gamer for 6
Nice.
years. It was
Wow.
greatness.
Not only were you an exclusive retro player, but you were a Wii
Yes.
exclusive
That
player,
is correct.
which is hilarious.
It's true.
Wow. No, man, that Game Boy player for the GameCube, I mean, that was... Being able to play those Game Boy Advance games on a big screen TV, that's
awesome.
always my dream. Like, if I could get my Game Gear to play on my TV, or if I could get, just that, no, balls, what is it? Oh, I've got, this crappy little dunky, 301 retro game, little crappy, I don't even know what the hell it's
Like
called.
this plug and play, like Atari type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but it's 100% just a copyright infringement written all over it. But it's great to play, but I can't play it on an HD TV because it just the signals don't make any sense to it. So
Right.
I'm running that risk of I'm forcing myself into a corner where I have to start emulating this stuff because I'm terrible at modding. I'm afraid I'm going to burn my house down if I try to do it. Because you need a flamethrower to get that stuff working, right? That's
Yeah.
what I've been told. Okay, good. All right.
Totally.
They
Yeah.
passed out the flamethrowers to everyone, and they just skipped some of us.
Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about. So now I'm walking around, downtown Cincinnati with a flamethrower. I'm getting arrested. It's
You just wanted to be like those guys in General Chaos. There's another obscure Sega Genesis game.
But it's an amazing Sega Genesis game.
It is.
You kids and your Segas.
General Chaos is amazing, okay? For the only fact that you get to choose your army that you take with you before each mission, and the best army is to take is the assault rifle guy and the grenade throwing guy. If you can two-guy it against an army of 5, you are a master
It's
at
true.
that game. Oh, so good. So good.
You're welcome for that nostalgia.
Oh, man, that's just going to go now. Not going to get any better than now. But no, so yeah, like us as retro gamers, it's becoming a harder stance to keep playing because with the technology the way it goes, like sure, there's a lot of stuff that comes out. It's like, oh, you could turn your NES or Super NES or Genesis into an S video or an HD TV output. Like I don't want that. Like I sure as hell don't want to rebuy everything for like the Xbox One or the PS4 or the Wii U. Like I really don't want. I've got. Yeah, so I'm coming to that point where it's like I'm running out of options, and the only thing that makes sense really is emulation, like a Raspberry Pi or something like that, because I've spent enough money on these guys that somebody should just hand me something and say thank you for being the gamer that you are, and we appreciate you, and God bless, and go Team Sonic or something. And nobody's going to do that for me, so I have to take my destiny in my own hands, and that's what I'm planning on doing. So,
Fair enough.
How was that Nintendo 64 USB working for you, Jason?
It's working pretty well. I'm almost done. Sort of.
So how much do you want for it, I guess?
How much do I want for it?
We're going to sell it live on the air.
Yeah. Wait. Does it come with a U-Force?
You know what? For $80, I could build something into it that would act like a U-Force, but would actually work.
I've actually got $80 to give to you.
There you go.
It's true. Force your way into his heart.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to start opening a shop, start selling this.
What, the Eric shop? Look at all the shit I made for you. Please buy it. Okay. All right. Like, come on, man. That's a terrible idea.
Lamb shop rhymes with lamb chop. It's catchy. It's catchy.
Done.
Too much. Lamb shop.
Done.
It's too much. It's too much.
I think it's time for a musical break.
All right, let's do something because it's getting out of hand.
Musical break. All right, as you know, this is our musical break time where you can use the washroom, get a drink, fight ninjas. Do either of you have to go do either of these things or something else?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Jason, you are free to leave me behind if you'd like, because I have stuff for, I guess, not Bailey's show and tell, but I have show and tell stuff.
Sweet, you can do show and tell. We'll be back.
I don't trust
him. All right. Let's see. What do I have? Besides the Marth amiibo I was showing off earlier, which is worth $100 freaking dollars. What is Nintendo doing with this crappy paint job Marth that's worth like an entire week's salary for most people? But anyway, this is my friend's Legend of Zelda Game Watch by Nell Sonic. It is not taken out of the box. I've never touched it. This, I guess, is like a portable Game & Watch. I'm quite impressed by it because I've never seen anything like it, and it sits on my shelf to this day. I could always empty out the contents of my Mad Catz bag, but here's a Vulpix that was only available via KFC stuff, if we want to talk like limited edition Pokemon stuff, because I am the Pokemon master. Let's see. What is in this Mad Catz bag anyway? It's kind of full. I think all my Game Boy stuff is in here. I can just start showing off my entire collection of Game Boy games, but let's mostly just try to fill the silence. I guess I can look at some of the live stream comments. Hello, Aaron Alcorn and Valerie Minnick and the other Jonathan. I really do think that them following one Jonathan with another is really a nice touch. I forgot to mention that at the front end of the show. Everyone's here. Let's read some of the. You have a Danky King amiibo, Mr. Schwartz.
Yeah, Denki Kang.
Danky King. And now the event page on the Google Hangout is just me holding up my Vulpix like Simba
Oh,
from The
that's good.
Lion King. Nice. Nice. I don't know. What is in this Mad Cat's bag? It's pretty damn full. All I know is, during Christmas, we watched old VHS tapes of me as a little itty-bitty child, and I received my very first Game Boy as a Christmas present. And what was in that Game Boy except the copy of hang on, it's here. I can pull it out. Here it is. My original copy of Link's Awakening that has survived the elements since
Nice.
God knows when. The save battery is still alive. My original save file is still there. This is greatness. It really was. And also Adventure Island 2, because true story, my parents and grandparents knew that I loved those games so much, and they found out that the main character's name was Master Higgins. So in every letter and Christmas card and things that they would address to me, they would address it Master Higgins. Like,
That's awesome.
way to feed my ego.
Nice.
It's true. I miss Adventure Island. R.I.P. Hudson Soft.
I know. Damn them. Damn them for dying. Being
I know.
absorbed.
Like, it's what other game are you just this kid who runs around on dinosaurs? There's green Triceratops, man.
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring the brand back.
Maybe they will. Maybe they'll ask me to do the voice work. It's my last name after all.
There you go. Perfect.
Dude, I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Should crowdfund this somehow.
Dude. Master Higgins rides again.
There you go. I'm sure. Didn't Konami absorb Hudson Soft?
They did, and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for them to release my favorite Adventure Island game on the Virtual Console. That is Adventure Island 3, with the green Triceratops I just mentioned. They haven't done it yet. They're taking their sweet time.
At this point, they probably won't.
I know. It's really sad, because it's
That's right.
not there in Japan, it's not there in the United States, but I have my original Game Boy version. So you know what? Screw you, Konami!
Well, the Hunter's back.
It's true. I entertained the crowd for long enough.
Hello,
Good.
Hunter.
Good. Hey. What's up?
All right. Has anyone got
I
any?
really hope that you guys don't bring my game to the showdown. I really hope.
I won't. Guarantee it.
Alright.
Guarantee it.
Because I'm a little ready.
All right.
I'm pumped.
Good. All right. I actually brought a game I played this week as well. So.
That's a lie.
I tried to play my game, but I don't own a Nintendo 64. My friend
That's all right.
down the street owns a Nintendo 64, and we just never got the chance to sit down and play it.
That's okay.
You're
Have you
not
played
missing
it
anything.
like once before in your life?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's better than I do most weeks. So
You just pick a name out of a hat, and you're like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
pretty
go
much.
with this one. Like Duck Hunt last week.
I press that feeling lucky button on Google search. I'm just like, that one. All right. Should we get back to it?
Let's get back to it.
All right. Here I go. Welcome back. That interlude track, well, somewhat different than what we normally hear, was a Raptor Call of the Shadows remix by, I'm going to pronounce this somewhat incorrectly, but can read it properly on the One More Castle page. That was remixed by the Orichalcon.
Orichalcon?
It doesn't
Orc-
matter.
Whatever. Orichalcon. You can find it over at OCR Remix, which you'll find the link. And that combined the Wave 2 music from Raptor Call of the Shadows with Listen to the Cries of the Planet from Final Fantasy VII.
That's a
actually pretty
decent
nice.
game.
Pretty decent. It's alright. All right, before we begin our Retro Showdown, our winner from 2 weeks ago, episode 117, favorite fighting game was Dustin Faber
Oh.
with Virtua Fighter 2,
Oh.
narrowly beating out Eric's Coliseum and My Bloody Roar Primal Fury by 1 vote. That's right, we tied Eric.
How could we tie? I brought Coliseum.
That's
Coliseum.
a double whammy for the Juggernaut.
Damn it. Damn it. So yeah, I guess people like Virtua Fighter 2.
Why?
Apparently.
It's an amusing
Jerks.
game. But, I mean, it's...
But for this week, for the Retro Showdown, our theme is games with announcers. So that's basically games where someone is announcing something. I'm not sure how much clearer I can be with that. If you don't understand the concept of an announcer, I'm not sure if you've understood 90% of the things I have said in the last 12 minutes.
That's...
It's okay, though. We still love you.
We do. We still love you.
What?
What?
No, that's just... we're gonna leave you on-
Hunter doesn't love you.
We're gonna leave you in a dumpster. Let's...
All right. Oh, so I guess I'll straighten the stopwatch up. All right, I guess I'll begin. My game this week comes at the cutoff point of what we define as retro. A little old, a little new, a little something blue. This game basically was the only competitor to Quake in the competitive shoot people in the face scene, which was a great scene. It's Unreal Tournament 2004, perhaps, and by perhaps I mean the best Unreal Tournament. Introducing vehicles, a number of game modes, great graphics, an online multiplayer that still runs to this day. Unreal Tournament featured announcers that would yell out your kill streaks. Not only that, it ran on Windows, it ran on Mac, and it even ran on Linux. It truly was the greatest computer shooter game there ever was. It's Unreal Tournament 2004.
Jason, your pick is unreal.
Oh,
Could even be a tournament of sorts.
I know.
So,
May the best man win.
yeah,
Yeah. Hunter,
it's gonna be me. Yeah. What? Sorry.
are you ready?
Yes.
You may begin.
Welcome back to the stage of history. Yes, it's a launch title for the greatest console to have ever lived, the Sega Dreamcast. This victory has strengthened the soul of whoever chooses this title. A Retro Showdown. It can be only Namco's beautiful creation, Soul Calibur, filled with multiple characters to choose from and the perfect pitch of fighting combat. Soul Calibur is a testament to the fighting game genre. Over. Battle 1, fight, you win! You may be seriously wounded, but the soul still burns. It's Soul Calibur for the Sega Dreamcast.
Huh. Fair enough.
Delicious.
I guess that means it's my turn.
Yep. Are you ready?
I am totally ready. Just
You
let me
may.
know when to begin.
You may begin.
Besides just an announcer, this gigantic beast of a Nintendo 64 game features 10 modes of play, 9 unique minigames, multiplayer capabilities, a unique peripheral that help 2 Nintendo systems work together, and so much more. In North America, it's a sequel to a game that was never released outside of Japan. But don't let that fool you.
30
It
seconds.
helped shape the childhood of the entire world. Featuring the voice talents of a man you've heard on Yu-Gi-Oh!, G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
20 seconds.
Shadow Hearts, and more. This particular announcer has become legendary to fans of this particular franchise, even 15 years later. I'm going to win the Retro Showdown by a rock slide, not a landslide. because I brought Pokemon Stadium, the first and greatest Pokemon game, 3D Pokemon game ever made. So it goes, gentlemen.
Pokemon Stadium.
Still, people still want this game to be recreated.
They do. I'm one of those people.
Now, as someone who never had Pokemon Stadium because they didn't have a Game Boy, was it literally just taking the Pokemon from your Game Boy and just putting it in 3D in battles?
There's so much more you can do in that game. Clefairy's a teacher. Diglett digs. There's so much stuff.
So it's like a $60 texture pack.
Wow. That is. I would have.
Now that's. You know what? That is the original.
You guys were
downloadable
hyping up
content.
the Game Boy player at the beginning of this here show. This game featured the transfer pack where you can stick your Pokemon game into your Nintendo 64 controller and play it on the big screen.
You know what though? At least the Game Boy player let me play every single Game Boy game I own.
Sure.
Not just one.
That's true.
That's true.
What's the point of Game Boy games that aren't Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow? Oops, I said it.
Damn.
I mean, there's lots of, like Link's Awakening, and Mario Land, and Metroid.
True.
Mega Man Battle Network. Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay. Now stop it. That's just
you jumped ahead about 11 years.
I'm so jonesing to play through those games again. I can't wait.
Oh, those games are terrible.
Yeah.
Of course you do, Jason.
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
Yeah. So it's that literally it? Did it add like new game modes? Or was it?
Looking at it takes your Pokemon, your friends that you've made on your Pokemon journey, and you can see them come to life with the incredible graphical ambiance of the Nintendo 64. What more could you want?
Which is a joke in itself. Just so you know. It's just...
I mean, the yellow version Pikachu says Pikachu when he comes out of his Pokeball. All the cries sound more realistic than they ever have before, and ever will again.
Is it super effective?
It is super effective.
All right, good. No, that's I mean, Pokemon Stadium to me was kind of a no-brainer. Like, how do you not make this game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially after playing, blue and red and yellow, and I've obviously played those games, and I've played against people with the network connector cable with the Game Boy, and playing against different trainers and stuff. Like it's kind of the Pokemon Stadium is kind of a necessary evil. The one thing, and this really is the one thing about this game that I've always had a problem with, is right away what Pokemon your enemy has from the beginning of the match. Like, that's always been... I don't know if it's just the fact that it's... I don't know. Like, I don't know what it means. Like, to me, like, it feels like if I'm playing this game and I'm playing against a trainer, like, I shouldn't know what Pokemon they have, right? Because that is part of the game, is like, okay, do I really have the best team? Do I have the Pokemon that I need to have to win this match? And can I make the right decisions during the match to overcome whatever challenges that are presented before me? And with Pokemon Stadium, right away what your enemy has in terms of Pokemon, and like that is such a downer as a Pokemon trainer, because it's like, oh, well, I mean, it's just,
Right, but like, you don't know what order he's going to draw his Pokemon in. You don't know whether that Charizard's going to come out first, or whether you're going to send out your Blastoise and he's going to send out his Raichu or something. You don't know. The battle is unpredictable, and to be honest, Eric, like that is still a problem to this day. in the more recent Pokemon games, you can still see your entire opponent's team before you face them.
It's terrible.
But the whole draw of the battle is in what order will the Pokemon go out. You don't know. There is still plenty of unpredictability.
But I mean, even so, like, okay, even if you don't know what the order is, at the most, you're giving up a single turn just to change out your Pokemon. Is it really that big of a deal?
It is. I promise. As somebody
come
who fights
on.
competitively with Pokemon and who has watched all the championships and stuff like that, it is.
I don't
There are so many
don't know.
snot-nosed teenagers or fully grown college kids who all say the same thing.
All right, maybe.
One turn can make or break your Pokemon match, sir. Fair enough.
All right. I mean, it could be a terrible substitute for Quake 3 Live. I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Unreal Tournament is. That's fine.
It's true.
So,
I mean, I really I like you, Jason. I do. Like, there's much respect, but it's not Quake 3. What are you doing?
I don't get Pokemon Stadium. I'm just
how
stuck
could
on
you
that.
not get Pokemon? I'm not even a
don't-
Pokemon fan, and I get Pokemon Stadium.
I don't. I get it. Anyway, you say Quake 3 of all the Quakes?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, it was better than Quake 3.
Yeah, Quake 3 Arena. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the only game we're talking
And you had
about.
to go buy Team Arena. Let's put it this way.
You
Let's
can't
put it this way.
compare Unreal Tournament and
Oh,
Quake
we
3
totally
Arena.
can.
No.
Let's put it this way. Quake 3 came out, and then Unreal Tournament came out, roughly around the same time.
It's true.
How many sequels to Quake have we gotten since?
Okay, I see what you're getting at, meaning that, you know, the more sequels, the more eyeballs that are playing the game.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's you have to create more sequels because there's so many bugs and terrible fighting mechanics in the game. You're constantly trying to fix it. That's where the sequels come from.
Unreal
Would you
Tournament was
rather,
great.
Mr. Lamb, a game have a billion sequels and come out once a year, like many modern favorites, such as
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed Unity, and things that get those once a year sort of
Call of
rehashes?
Duty.
Or
Are you one
your
of those
game
guys?
can be a hidden gem unearthed throughout the ages for someone who knows their history. You have to dig deep to understand and love Quake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the sequels. I want more. If I like a game that bad, I want multiple. Let's put it this way.
Really? Do you?
Yeah, I'm not saying every year, but Unreal Tournament comes out every, I don't know,
It's every couple of years at least.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
2004, and then came out 2007.
I mean, not to say that you know, Unreal Tournament. I mean, obviously there's a demographic there that it's hitting, and it's popular enough for people to keep playing and keep buying, and I get that. And I've been an Unreal Tournament fan of the day, especially with 2004, because that title seemed to be the pinnacle when they like finally crossed the line and was like, all right, here's how it's gonna work, and you're like, oh yeah, this all works great, thank you. Like, I appreciate the competitive combat. But at that point, you have to realize that you've got games, well, and especially in 2004, games like Halo 2 and Halo 3 that have come out, Halo 3 is going to come out. And you've got Quake 3 Arena or Quake Live or whatever you want to call it. And like, you've got those fan bases, and then suddenly there's like Unreal Tournament, and you bring a title out like this out to try to combat and to bring those users in to your database to be like, no, you want to play Unreal Tournament. And Unreal Tournament is a way better name than Quake. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, that's such a cooler name. And Halo. Like, no, I don't. Unreal. That's the bomb. That's what I want to play. I want it to be Unreal. But it ends up being a copycat at the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's nothing in this game that I can't find anywhere else that's done better, except for maybe the multiplayer.
Comparing
Unreal Tournament is
Quake
all
3
multiplayer.
to Unreal Tournament is like comparing Pokemon to Digimon.
No, that's. I mean, there's a lot of things about Digimon that are much better than.
Listen,
So-
Hunter, you're just angry that you brought a fighting game for the Sega console where they pretty much said, you know what, we don't have to make good D-pads anymore.
No, that is
We-
not true.
We can just give up, and no one's going to buy this console, so let's, we don't need a good D-pad. Don't.
The Sega Dreamcast, hands down, had the best of all time launch titles of any console in
I'm
history.
not talking launch titles. I'm talking the fact you can't play this launch title the way you want because the D-pad sucks.
Why are you going to be using the D-pad, man? You got that analog stick right there.
I'm playing a fighting game. Why are you using an analog stick?
Why aren't you using an analog stick?
Because fighting games deserve a D-pad.
That's not true at all.
Oh, they do. If you don't have the
Hunter,
D-pad, you better have the arcade stick.
Unabashed Dreamcast fanboy. You can't play fighters on the Dreamcast.
Oh, yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can. Super Street Fighter 2 Master is the only game worth playing when it comes to Street Fighter console games. And guess what console it came out for? Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking. Still to this day, it's still thinking.
I don't know. That just sounds terrible.
It's Soul Calibur, man.
Oh, it's Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur would later on include fighters like Link.
Exactly.
Who would think to put
exactly
Link?
where I was gonna go.
Who would think to put Link in a fighting game, other than HAL Laboratories and Nintendo with Smash Brothers? Let's just not talk about that.
But it didn't feature Sonic because the Dreamcasts.
Sonic sucks, man. Sonic is so bad.
Yeah, he is.
Like, come on. It's like fighting against the Flash. Like, come on. Really?
Why can I picture that in my head so vividly right now?
Like, who's going to win this battle? It doesn't matter. The Flash can slow down time or speed up time, however you want to look at it, and just beat you to a living pulp. It's not satisfactory to a seasoned fighter such as myself who hasn't touched a newer fighting game since probably Soul Calibur for the Sega Dreamcast.
At least you know what you like.
Expert.
That's terrible.
The greatest announcer of any fighting game.
Because we can go into the nuances of our games as various announcers. You can't find something more infamous than the Pokemon Stadium announcer. He has his own section of soundboard.com, for goodness sake.
That's not true. Hold
Oh,
on.
yes, it is. You can pull that up right now.
.com. All right, Jonathan, this is porn. I'm looking at porn.
Damn.
Do not go to soundboard.com. It's nothing but porn. What do I search for? Pokemon Stadium? Is that what I'm doing?
Pokemon Stadium announcer. Go ahead.
Announcer. Let's see if this comes up. Oh, we're going to see. Ooh, I clarified that I am 13 years old. Well, that's not... Oh. Ouch. It's a Golbat? Really? That's the image is a Golbat? Come on, man. Things are loading. I'm waiting. Jason, continue, please.
Your D-pad sucks.
What is wrong with my D-pad? My D-pad has done nothing for you.
Exactly. It literally did nothing for me.
D-pad did nothing. Has no direction.
No. Listen, if you're Sega and you've come off having a great D-pad, Genesis D-pad is great.
Not as good as Super Nintendo. Now that I have the controller.
No, well, the problem you run into is, do you go for the static D-pad or do you go for the disc D-pad? Because the Genesis had that disc D-pad, and it worked for Genesis games. But if you try using it for, like, other games that aren't Genesis-based, that's not signifying the B button as the central point of the controller and using it for everything else, like, it doesn't work, man. Like the 360 controller, the D-pad's terrible, mainly because it's a disc D-pad. Like, Um, the Ouya, which I haven't spoken of for many, many months.
Yeah, how you enjoying it?
Because it hasn't been plugged in for many, many months. But one of the biggest downfalls of that console was the controller. One of those reasons being is the D-pad was a circle disc D-pad. And I remember reading a Kickstarter email that they sent out, and they were like, oh, we've revolutionized the D-pad. We've listened to your comments, and we've decided to change the D-pad from its amazing, spectacular, static NES, Super NES D-pad that everybody loves to the crappy disc D-pad that everybody hates. Please buy the Ouya. And I couldn't take my money back because I already purchased it. But,
Bad choice.
just so everybody knows, Pokemon Stadium Announcer is on soundboard.com, and it is pretty hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you for that validation, sir.
It's pretty funny.
It's not as though I'm not going to get all the votes anyway, because Pokemon is in the title.
We've had Pokemon lose before.
It won't lose
Have we?
when I'm on
Yeah.
the show.
We have. It's lost. You know, it's gonna. Yeah, Pokemon. That's the worst Pokemon title.
I mean, on
The best Pokemon title. How many people want this game to
No.
come back?
nobody want. No, okay, yes. Do people want this game to come back? Yes, I agree. But are they, rummaging after this game like they do like Red, Blue, Yellow, Ruby, or Fire Ruby, or what was it?
Yeah.
No, Fire
Ruby,
Red.
Sapphire. Oh,
Um,
Leaf Green.
Leaf Green was the other one. Like those are the titles. I mean, hell, even like Crystal and Sapphire, people are going nuts about now. Which, I mean, if you ask me, that's just way too many Pokemon to capture, and that's I gotta catch them all.
719 so
Yeah,
far,
that's
and I've got
amazing.
every last one of
Holy
them.
crap.
That's ridiculous, and this is coming from somebody who has played Sierra point-and-click games, who couldn't wait to get 999 points on that stupid little counter. That means absolutely nothing in the game. Like that is way too many Pokemon to catch.
It is, and it's taken me a long time. Like,
Yeah, that's-
entire presidencies and relationships have all formed in my Pokemon journey.
That's crazy. Final arguments.
Oh
Jonathan, why should people vote for Pokemon I'm a Texture Pack?
It's the best texture pack to ever texture pack. It revolutionized Nintendo 64. It revolutionized Pokemon. It revolutionized everything. And yes, I am making a quip to the not-so-great Pokemon Stadium wannabe for Nintendo Wii called Pokemon Battle Revolution. That's not Pokemon Stadium. You should vote for Pokemon Stadium because you're going to vote for the good stuff.
Hunter,
Like
why
Humble
should
Pie?
people vote for Namco's I've chosen the wrong console, Soul Calibur?
I don't know what that means. Because it's Soul Calibur, one of the finer points in the fighting genre, and not only is it on the greatest console to ever live, that is, my friends, the Sega Dreamcast. No, that's it. That's all I need.
Nice.
The Sega Dreamcast. So,
You should all vote for Unreal Tournament 2004 because
Quake Live.
not only is it better than Quake,
It's not.
It's not.
it is.
It's
So
nowhere
better
near.
than Quake.
No.
Better than Quake.
That was so bad.
It's gotten so better. The announcer's even better than Quake.
Wait, is it's a gravelly, like 30-something male, correct?
That probably, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's probably the same guy.
Same guy.
It's,
The same
When
voice
the
actor
announcer can be voiced by one of you two,
yeah, I mean if somebody paid me to say humiliation, like I'm gonna take that money. I'm gonna run with it.
guy. Unreal Tournament 2004. Oh god, I'm dying. All right, that's it for episode 119. Remember, email us your podcast discussion questions at podcast@1morecastle.com. You can find us weekly. We'll have great new episodes.
It's true.
Jonathan, do you have any self-promotion, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
you can follow me on Twitter at Radical Defect. And you can find my Pokemon-centric ramblings and more great stuff like that at a little place called Game Podunk. It's where I do all my writing these days, although I am pretty freelance, but that's that.
Sweet.
That is that.
Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter as well at Eric Hunter for all things me. Just check out my Catch 'em All website, ericmhunter.net.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Jason Lamb. And I'm going to give a shout out. You know what? I'm going to
I don't know, Jason. That's why we're asking you.
I'm going to give a shout out to Valerie. Valerie Minnick.
What did she do?
She was also offended by my lack of love for Pokemon Stadium. Because I just don't get it.
I don't either. But...
And that's it. That's episode 119. And remember, you are a bad enough dude to rescue the president. Good night.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's what happens.
There we go. That's
good times.
Jonathan.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Of course. Hey, Hunter, should I stop my Audacity recording now?
Oh my God! Please do.
Keep
Right.
it going.
You did that for me.
Keep it going.
Oh,
Forever. Also, Jonathan, because you're the podcast guest, you get to choose the theme for next week's podcast guest.
Pretty
All right.
boy.
Go with me on this one, because it's not. I'm not gonna make you do Pokemon, but
He's
with all
totally
my
gonna make
Hudson
us do
Soft
Pokemon.
references at the beginning of the show,
Uh-oh.
I want the next Retro Showdown to feature great games from studios that are no longer alive.
Ouch.
Great games from Dead Studios.
So Hudson Soft, I'm guessing.
Alright, set myself a reminder. Let me just.
This is not an open invitation for somebody to bring an Adventure Island game in my honor.
Oh, come on. God damn it, man. That was the first game I thought.
Adventure Island.
It's like, oh, Super Adventureland. That's a great game. I should bring that. It's fine. It's fine. Debunk developers.
That's how I roll.
It's good.
Dudes, thank you so much for having me
No
on.
problem. Thanks for.
And on behalf of everyone who listens to this show every single week, keep up the great work. Seriously.
So you, is that what you're saying? You?
Yes,
Just you?
me and all the other plucky folks that are often in the comment section and watch the live shows and
Thank you.
subscribe to iTunes and do all that other fun stuff.
Just you.
Oh, by the way, I am indeed evangelizing one more.
Nice.
It's my bomb arrow.
bought them. Someone bought them.
Yes.
Wait, is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, man, he's wearing the bomb arrow shirt.
Bomb arrows, man.
I'm totally wearing the bomb arrows
Oh
too.
my god.
Dude, nice.
I was gonna mention it like during the halfway point, and I was like, nah, it's probably just a green shirt. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
It's cool because it is just a green shirt on the outside, but
Yeah.
if somebody's looking you over, they can check out what's on the edge. They can be like, hey,
They can check out a super sad bomb gonna meet its fate.
from the best Zelda game ever made. That's a different conversation, but Link's Awakening is my number one.
Oh man, it's so good.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Love One More
All right,
Podcastle.
man.
Love Link's Awakening.
That's good. I kind of want to play it now.
True story. That's what I'll do as soon as you guys head out.
Yeah,
No, that's
All
what
right.
I'm gonna do.
that's what I'm gonna do as well. I gotta get to.
No.
I can't leave.
No, you
You're
cannot
stuck with
play.
me here forever.
Just have to
You
keep
cannot play
broadcasting.
Link's Awakening. No.
All right.
Jonathan, if you could upload it to your, if you got like a Dropbox or like a Google Drive or something like that,
I will take care of that for you and send that in an email to you.
I am looking forward to your email.
It's true. I will do that within the next 15 minutes or so. But for now, I'll
Wow.
bid you guys adieu. Thank you so much for the
Guys,
opportunity.
everybody
Seriously.
take care.
Really, really appreciate it.
Au revoir.
Good night
Thanks
and good
again.
luck.
And good luck.
Oh, geez.